And welcome back to another episode of Goblin-Sighting D&D. I'm your DM. These are my adventures. When last we left, the Children of Neverwinter had just finished ruining the last siege engines of the Templars to kind of force them into a rest, refit, and restrict mode of siege warfare instead of a direct assault phase, and then teleported to Mintarn in the harbor. They now stand on the deck of the Pearl of the Depths. You are surrounded by the, to you, Edra, familiar wharfs and seawalls and the garrison keep overlooking the main harbor of Mintarn. And for reference, I have it in somewhere. There it is. I have a book that talks about Mintarn briefly. Where are you?
I was rocking with the ship.
I was a sergeant.
You were a sergeant in the Mintarn mercenary teams.
Position that still gets you some perks. Intern soldiers recognize my authority and influence, and they defer to you if they are of a lower rank.
Yes.
Can gain access to Mintarn mercenary encampments and fortresses.
Yep. I'll just find this stupid island. Here we are. Mintarn. Yes. Here we go. This is an excerpt from 50 Years at Sea, Volume the Third, by Gardora Burr, a gnome sailor who spent most of her 200 years traveling the Sea of Swords. I don't know what the people of Mintarn did to attract Beshaba's ire, but they surely have her attention. For as long as I can remember, Mintarn has lived in the shadow of the dragon Hudar, called the Red Rage of Mintarn, since he dwells on an island close by. But for just as long, the people of Mintarn have been able to purchase the dragon's mercy. Mintarn has long been a neutral ground for various forces. Any ship could dock at Mintarn and find a warm welcome. They are paying a tribute. And I like Mintarn. It has cozy inns, and they make a brilliant green wine unique to their island. There are safer harbors during the current storm. Maybe in like a decade or two, I'll try Mintarn again. Yeah.
Okay.
So the ruling lord is known by choice as the Tyrant of Mintarn.
He chose that name?
The
Or they
people
call
of
him
Mintarn. They are called the Tyrant of Mintarn.
Okay.
That is a title of rule. Here, let me get back to it. Where'd it go? Okay. Yeah. Every 5 or 6 years, a new tyrant, yes, that's what they call themselves, emerges on Mintarn, ruling the island kingdoms in the name of preserving its status as a neutral ground and a free port.
So there's a method of succession?
Not clear, but there's the current tyrant of Mintarn is, keep doing this. Yep. Yep. Here it is. Artur Kendrick is the current lord of the folk with 2 F's of Mintarn. The tyrant of Mintarn is Artur Kendrick. I remember the name right. Well, I couldn't remember the name that I just said. So, you are now... What do? You are at Mintarn. You are sort of home for you.
Yeah. Well, we're in agreement that we're here to get some resources. Do we among ourselves know how many mercenaries we're looking to hire, what we think good positions would be?
How much money you got?
Well, yeah, but we left how many Templars back in the siege?
My understanding up until now has been an infinite number, because every time we kill somebody, he brings up another.
No. There's not been an infinite number. You estimated their numbers at approximately... Just over 400 left.
Okay.
You've killed almost 100 of them.
Okay.
Maybe a few more.
Okay. So, do we have any intel that they would be sending more?
You don't, no.
No. Okay. Well, I'm just trying to make sure that we have all of what we need. And how long do we anticipate hiring them for? They're gonna have to sail back with us, obviously.
Yeah.
But what's that? 5-day journey? 4-day journey?
Something like that.
Yeah.
4 to 5 days, depending on storms and
Yeah.
cross currents and becalming and pirates.
Right. So, we anticipate that we're just going to have them, invade the camp and kill, or just...
What's your plan?
Well, I think we need to make a plan, because I don't want to go in there and say, if they say, well, what do you need us for? I would like to have some points
Okay.
to set their way.
And are there different kinds of mercenaries?
Yes, there are. I'm glad you asked. There are the basics of what you are usually able to get your mitts on is pikemen, archers, heavy infantry, line infantry. You could get blade masters. Those are more of an elite unit, so you'll usually get fewer of them.
What was that? Blade Masters?
Blade masters. Light cavalry, lancers, heavy cavalry, knights, and heavy crossbowmen.
Let me just see if I got all, just so I know. Pikemen, archers, heavy infantry, line infantry, blade masters, light cavalry, lancers, heavy cavalry, knights, and heavy crossbowmen.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So those are typically what you remember being hired out. Additionally, Navy assets can be hired out as well.
I don't think we need Navy assets. Do you think we need Navy assets?
You know that back in the day, before Neverember was ousted as Lord of Waterdeep, when he was the Open Lord of Waterdeep, he invested quite heavily in Mintarn, and and in their navy when Waterdeep got his navy wrecked, fighting the pirates of the Moonshades.
There is.
So they would be his friends.
There is.
Well, they at the time they were on mercenarial good terms with him because he invested a lot of coin, but
Right.
the mercenary's loyalty only extends as far as the pouch of his master.
Yeah, and unless we can convince all the mercenaries to climb into one of our bags of holding, we need to be able to transport them.
Well, they would provide their own transport ships.
Oh,
but
they do
these
that,
are
okay.
These are transport ships that would then sail back to Mintarn.
Right.
But if you want to hire the services of warships, that's quite another matter.
But we're not going to be fighting a naval battle that I know of unless it's on the way there.
Did Neverember build his navy back?
Neverember is now the Lord of Neverwinter. He was the guy who was like your buddy the last time around when you were in Neverwinter.
Yeah. Okay.
Like he sponsored Leyland. So when you guys saved Leylon, you were like
Okay.
feasted at Neverwinter
Yeah.
at the Palace of Neverember to thank you and extend his gratitude for clearing out the Stormlord.
Excuse me.
Yeah, the cultists, the Talus
Oh, yeah.
cultists, and
Yeah.
undead cultists,
Okay.
Miracle cult that was besieging Leylon and
Okay.
controlling the country around it. Because Leylon pays tribute to Neverwinter, and it was a financial pit if it was
Right.
getting overrun with cultists.
Right.
And there was always a chance that the cult would have spread far enough to challenge Neverwinter.
Mm-hmm.
So by you guys doing that, you incurred his gratitude. And now you... So it's unclear whether Neverwinter would be a threat from a naval standpoint.
Okay. Are there other imminent naval threats that we are aware of?
Pirates.
So would, in terms of
Moonshade
having,
Isles are rife with pirates, but
so in other
that's
words,
going to be a transitory issue rather than a...
right, so would we want a warship as an escort? Or, I mean, is that what we're talking about?
I mean, no. It
Okay.
would be for support for coastal operations if you thought you were going to be making some coastal fights and you wanted a gunship sitting off shore with trebuchets, mangonels, catapult, like ballistays, or cannons or whatever they can mount on these things.
Mhm.
Does our ship have those?
Yes.
So we've
So,
got one
We
warship.
got one. But do you want an airship?
A what?
Airship.
Ooh.
An armed airship.
Mm-hmm.
But
They
how
don't
much
have
would
any
that
more,
be?
Not cheap.
That's why I asked.
but that would be quite a... So, what is their defenses against, we don't, the Temple Knights don't have, Templars don't have any,
Bows?
machines, right? They've got no more,
Not at the moment, but they're probably rebuilding them.
but we're not gonna be gone that long.
Do they have something they can shoot up in the air and pierce an airship?
Ballista?
Hmm?
If they make ballistae, then yes.
Did they have them before?
They did. You wrecked them all.
Yeah, right,
No, I'm trying to think of what they're going to replace.
You're
probably
going to
that.
replace probably ballistae.
And we could send somebody ahead to keep breaking their things up as they make them during the transit.
Well, that comes back to, do you want these guys solely for the purposes of stop it. Solely for the purposes of putting knights on warriors on shore to run off the Templars, or do you want them to keep around for a while?
I mean, I'm sure there's,
Because don't forget, the Templars are not the only. The Inquisition is not the only thing hunting you guys.
right,
You have Irion in
Right.
the pay of someone
somebody,
who
yeah.
wants Lionel Algondar dead.
Right,
So, and Algondar is starting to try to raise an army to challenge the Open Lord of Waterdeep for supremacy of Neverwinter. He is the heir to Neverwinter.
okay.
And so as the heir to Neverwinter of the Algondar line, he is set to challenge Lord Neverember, and that's where you guys have to make a decision. When that time comes, which is basically now for the hiring of mercenaries, are you hiring an army? And if so, are you hiring an army to fight alongside Lord Neverember
Uh-huh.
against the heir to Neverwinter? Or, because they've both shown you some kindnesses, but
Right.
you've owed more loyalty longer to Lord Neverember.
Yeah,
So,
I
if
mean,
you...
That's not Lionel.
No.
Okay.
Daggelt Neverember is the Lord of Neverwinter. Lionel Algondar is the heir to Neverwinter. Are you going to turn on Algondar and march under Lord Neverember's banner against the Algondar rebellion with the mercenaries you hire? Or are you going to hire a mercenary army to fight for Algondar to challenge the supremacy of Lord Neverwinter?
Oh wow. We don't really have a dog in either fight.
You have loyalty-ish to both.
Right. And what I'm saying, as far as against each other, we don't have a.
You haven't
bone
had
to
any.
pick with either side.
As far as you're aware, neither of them have screwed you over.
Right. I mean, I realize that we've got whoever it is that's coming after us who's being puppeted by somebody else. But until we find out if that happens to be one of those two guys, or one of those two guys is...
It's highly unlikely.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Algondar would hire assassins to kill himself.
No, but
True,
the other direction.
Beg your pardon?
The current lord.
Okay, yes, that is a possibility. But the point being to what Mom was saying, that the assassins are likely not hired by Lionel Algondar.
Right, but... Yeah.
But again, even if the assassins were hired by someone in Lord Neverember's pay, that comes back down to, do you support that? Or do you fight it?
If we were to find that out, I don't think that...
Hypothetically, if it was Daggett Neverember who hired the assassins to kill Lionel Algondar, what would that do to your decision?
My particular thought would be, I'm not for that at all. I would even probably have to go so far as to be actively against hiring an assassin to do your politics for you, basically. I don't think that's appropriate. But not knowing that, I don't think we can go in presumptively and say it must be you.
Mm-hmm.
When we can arrive prepared for something, but we do have to think about the fact that we have a good purse, but we don't have a bottomless purse.
If you fight for one or the other, once you declare
Yeah, I know.
for one side or the other, you can probably hire some more out of their purse to swell their army.
But they have to go and get them.
But you have to.
But we can
You're
meet-
here now. Hire what you want,
Right, but then keep
and then
that.
decide if you're going to declare for one side or the other, and then talk to them about securing further contracts.
Plus, I would really, if I'm going to throw my head in, it would have to be upon finding some very solid intel on that, or some very significant provocation that would be directly tied to one side or the other. I don't think it's Lionel, but I mean, I got to.
You don't think what's Lionel?
This who's hiring assassins against himself.
Yeah.
Right. So, but to assassins aside for the moment, what would provoke you not to join with Lionel Alcondar? What would provoke you to side with Lord Neverember?
Well, how did he get the rule? How did he take... I remember something about how he ascended to where he is, but I don't remember the details.
After Lady Algondar fell in battle with the Green Dragon, whose barrow you guys went after with Tybalt, when he went grave robbing by himself and picked a fight with a invisible stalker,
Yeah,
and got clocked 3 times.
yeah.
Then you guys came in and clobbered it, and found the dragon-slaying longsword of Lady Algondar. That, in hindsight, makes a lot more sense why the acolyte Lionel Kyrthal was so testy about Victor wearing what turned out to be his ancestor's sword.
Right, that makes sense.
The Open Lord of Waterdeep left Waterdeep under some uncertain circumstances, and then went to Neverwinter and declared himself Open Lord, the Lord Protector of Neverwinter.
So he just went in and declared himself.
Nobody was there to oppose him. The line was broken.
I suppose
Except that Lionel did exist and did
There
people
was no viable heir at the time.
at the time.
So,
And so he's not willing to let go of what he declared for himself, even though a viable heir has appeared.
There's been no public declaration of a viable heir.
Oh.
Lionel has not yet declared himself heir to Neverwinter.
Is he interested in that?
Quite. He held a council of war at the Templar before the Inquisition showed up. Remember?
So why hasn't he declared himself to be heir?
You want to walk up to the gates with 3 clerics, a handful of priests, and a high priestess, and go, "Hey,
Hey, let me
tick,
in,
tick,
I'm
tick.
the king.
I'm the heir apparent." To the Lord Protector of Neverwinter, who has a sizable army at his command, plus pretty deep coffers to potentially do what you're doing right now and hire some mercenaries to fight you.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be lucky to get out of there alive if he decided he didn't like you.
Mm-hmm.
If you really pushed it and was like, "No, I'm going to kill you and take the throne," good luck.
So
he needs an army to challenge Lord Neverwinter and Lord Neverember if diplomacy fails.
But Lord
And he needs
Neverember
a backing
didn't do
of-
anything.
He needs a bit of gunboat
illegal.
diplomacy to what?
Yeah.
It wasn't strictly illegal. There was no
There was a
viable heir.
Vacuum.
There was a power vacuum,
Yeah.
and he stepped into it.
Okay.
It wasn't that
So
he.
I can't fault that.
It's simply that Lionel is trying to avoid showing his hand before he has some gunboat diplomacy behind him.
And he wants us to hire that?
He asked you guys to join him when you cracked into the vaults. And you didn't really give him an answer because you were about to give him an answer, and then the Inquisition showed up, and you guys were
Right.
running for your lives.
Right.
And you've been running for your lives ever since.
Right.
Well, no, you haven't. He has.
Yeah.
He's been laying low in various hiding places. I think we've got him tucked away at Axholm right now.
Oh, okay.
After we beat off Iraon's killers.
Yeah.
We kind of left him tucked away in there.
Okay.
Oh, so he's
And,
not in the city that we're defending.
No. Well, no, he is now. No, you're right. He is. He's in Leyline because we brought
He's
him with
way
us.
back away from
He's
the
in the
front.
center
Yeah.
of town.
Yeah. Because they were
With
they were on the walls at
them.
one point in time,
Yeah,
and
then
they
they tucked
busted
back.
back.
So we've got him set up in Leyland because when Iraon's killers attacked, he realized we need an army because I really could not have faced even an assassination squad alone. I probably would have died
Yeah.
if you guys had not been there.
Right.
And you guys are great, but you're 5 people.
Right.
Action economy.
5 people.
Yeah, and there were you were outnumbered 4-1, and you guys almost died twice.
Right.
And Irion and crap, what's her name? His little sidekick. It's been a while.
I've got it in my notes someplace, but I don't know which
Her name
notebook
starts
there
with a
is.
C.
Okay.
Somebody or other
Yeah.
Did you ever think?
hightailed it out of there without really looking like they were going to seriously die soon. It was more like well, this isn't winning. We're going away now.
Right.
We'll be back later.
Right.
It seems to. It's something that just occurred to me. We have, other than Elizabeth, have come closer to death when we're up against 10 or 15 people consistently than when we're up against an army. Because we didn't, against the Inquisition.
Well, Elizabeth fell unconscious.
I said
and
other
Victor
than
was looking rough.
Okay.
And if Edra hadn't kept whacking their heads with the tattoo, then she took some damage, if I recall correctly. And until
Okay.
Finnan started hiding in the bag of holding,
Right.
he was getting surrounded and stomped a little bit by maces, and so that's when he
Okay.
ran off.
Right.
So,
But our kill ratio is so
Well,
much
once
higher.
we off the walls and dashing around at night in their camp and dropping earthquakes and meteor storms on them, yes.
That's the easy
but-
play. Yeah. Okay.
Right. That's kind of a.
but the problem with that, the other side to that, though, is that when you fought on the walls, your kill ratio wasn't very bad, but you lost 15 or 20 townsfolk.
Yeah.
Citizens of Leyland died
Right. Right.
in unimaginable comparative swarms,
Right.
trying to stop trying to bring down 1 or 2 Templars.
I
Yeah.
sit corrected.
Yeah.
It's not, and you're not
Yeah.
you're right and you're wrong at the same time, because yes, the 5 of you, the Children of Neverwinter, which that's also a point to your loyalty ties there,
Yeah.
are virtually untouchable unless you get a lot of people bashing on you. The people you have been fighting with, even the sellswords,
Right.
died hard when you guys faced tough opponents in numbers. So yes, you are correct. You guys didn't die very much. Victor and Elizabeth are the closest people who've come to dying, and Elizabeth died several times. That sounds so weird to say in abstract. Which, by the way, we do need to pick up some more diamonds at one of the shops in Mintarn, because somebody's down diamonds. I know at least 2 diamonds are down.
Victor and Lisbeth are down.
Yep.
I haven't given up mine yet.
Right. You haven't needed to, fortunately.
No.
Yeah.
I would have given it to them.
Yes, but Victor will use it for Elizabeth because he's conscious and she's not. So we need at least 2 diamonds, but the people around us are a little more squishy.
Mm-hmm.
So, to the point,
Right.
what is your plan for these mercenaries? Are you simply, or do you just want to get them, tell them you're contracting them for like a month or something, or
Yeah.
2 10 days or something like that, and you're gonna redraw the contract when you've had time to think, when you don't have Templar maces jostling your thoughts loose?
That plus, I think, yeah, we need to. I think that's probably the most transparent thing to say to them, because I don't want to say we anticipate. I mean, we're trying to decide what to do post Templar fight, but you know, there could be an attack by somebody in the interim. There could be, who knows what could happen in the interim that would either have us off and running again and not making a decision between the 2 guys, or something could happen that would definitely make a decision for us, or there could be, we could still be in limbo, but at least we would have, you say, gotten rid of the Templars and have some clear-headed thinking time.
So for 500 Templars, we'll just assume 450. Just math is not mathing and my head hurts. Being what they are, what do you think you're going to want to get, and how many?
I'm kind of fond of this going in at night and charging to them.
Okay.
Do you think that's something we're going to be able to continue, or? I mean, we can still cast
they'll have
Earthquake.
much heavier sentries because they'll know you're coming.
Absolutely.
And they'll be much quicker to turn out in response to the sentries.
Right. I was just thinking if we took. Yeah. I mean, if we took some of the mercenaries and attacked.
Yeah, a full-scale assault by the mercenaries would not be a bad plan.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And
To
you
wit-
don't want to have one-on-one, you want to have more-on-one.
To wit, you have pikemen want other pikemen. You want a minimum of 10 to 20 pikemen, bare minimum, to make a pike block. Because these guys work better together. A pikeman alone is a pikeman sad.
Yeah.
And probably a pikeman dead very
Right.
soon. Archers, again, you want weight of fire. You want 20 to 30 plus, if you can swing it, to just lay down massed fire.
Right.
Did they have archers?
They don't have archers, but they do have some.
I was trying to do some matching of skills to make sure that we're looking at what they've got and bringing in who's best to go against them.
We have Sacred Flame, Guiding Bolt,
Oh, yeah, that's stuff.
Spirit Guards. Yeah, so you got like Flame Strike. I forgot about that. So you got some ranged spells that the Templars have access to.
Do they go further than arrows? I mean, I think my
What's the range of
arrows.
Guiding Bolt?
120.
Actually, I can.
Let me double check that, but
I don't think they do. I think the archers outrange most
Well,
spells.
oh, jeez. I was thinking that would actually be not a bad strategy. Would be to have the archers stay out of range of the and target exclusively initially those beings who can lay down, that can magically, magic us.
So all of them.
So,
So all of them.
the ones with the distance.
So
Do they all
of
have them?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The only people who don't are the siege menials. Who? Why are you shooting them? They're just there because they have to be. They just work here, man.
And they probably
just doing
leave
my
if
job.
So-
if their owners or if their commanders went away, then they would probably.
Honestly, they would either run or they would attack you.
Oh,
Because they are a bit zealous. They have been indoctrinated a little bit, but they're not. They know they're squishy, and they don't necessarily want to die. Like, the Templars don't necessarily care if they die. They've displayed an appalling lack of self-preservation.
Yes, they have.
But really, for them, it's a bit of the to flee in the face of evil is to be dishonored forever kind of ethos with them, because it's like the more you hit them with spells, especially you, Rongir, the more they know that you have to die because you are a heretic. You are a trafficker in the dark arts. And you,
Me.
You're a turncoat.
You are even worse because you were touched by the favor of the gods. Yes. You spoke with them directly to achieve your power, and then you turned your back on the divine favor to consort with a heretic and a trafficker in the dark arts. Well, there will be none for you in their eyes.
I'm sure that your parents would be just distraught at your choice of companions. I mean, really.
Not in the least.
That sounds more like bardic vicious mockery here.
Yes.
But the other three, they're deluded fools who will die in the fires of righteous wrath. They're just kind of there. They don't care as much about them. They just don't like that they're hitting them. It's a bit of stop hitting me and let me help you turn from your wicked ways by the purging fire of my retribution.
There you go.
So to wit, heavy infantry are good line holders. They can also be used as shock infantry, shock tactics, but they're less good at a shock charge and more of anchoring a battle line. Line infantry.
Who are those?
That's heavy infantry. Then you've got line infantry. Those guys, at the end of the day, they're meat shields. They know it. They're not as heavily equipped as the heavy infantry. They're not as heavily. They are well trained, but they are not capable. They are not equipped to handle like holding a line. They are the line that is anchored. They are the line that the heavy infantry stiffens. That's why they're called line infantry.
Right.
Blade masters are typically used either in ritual challenge or as, again, a shock attack to target high value opponents. Excuse me, like leaders, people like that. They would be targeting the Grand Templars. You want as many of those as you can get, but really, they're not line sluggers. These guys are elites, and they know it, and so they're gonna be running out there trying to find the biggest, baddest opponent on the field and taking him down to prove that they're better. Will they die in the process? Probably, but maybe not.
Right.
Light cavalry are really good at harrying the flanks. They use they're typically horse archers.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Range of short bows is probably less than longbow, though.
Yeah, but you can use a short bow on a horse better than you can on a longbow.
Oh yeah. No, I was I'm thinking tactics.
Yeah. So they gotta get a little closer, but they can also run away a little faster. So they do have a short sword just in case things get dicey, but that's more like a short cavalry saber idea than like their primary armaments. That's there to think of them more like Saracen or Mameluke cavalry. So you got your horsebow and your shamshir or your yataghan to defend yourself in some way. It's your frick off.
Right.
Instead of a have at thee.
Yeah. Right.
You're trying to stay your distance and shoot them, not close for a duel. That's what lancers are and heavy cavalry are for. Lancers are, again, line breakers. They're what you send in when you need to shatter a line. They're there to punch holes for either the heavy cavalry or an infantry charge. So they've got lances. That's their thing. Lances and short sword, lances and long swords, or just lances. No, they just got lances. That would make them knights. They got lances. That's their thing. They hit, they turn around, they run away, they hit again. Like they will either disengage on their turn, run away, and then come back mechanically for D&D mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
They will hit because they have the charger feat, so that gives them extra bonuses when they charge something.
Cool.
And then the horse can also use trampling charge.
Yeah.
And body check or shoulder barge, shoulder check thing.
Yep.
Horse makes a full round of attacks, and the lancer makes their attack with the one lance attack.
Mm-hmm.
Then they disengage on their next turn, ride away, turn around on their third turn, ride back,
Mm-hmm.
and hit them again.
So do they do that in waves? So there's always somebody.
So it's either well, that's up to you guys. How many do you have? If you have enough for a double charge wave, then you have people alternating shock charges until they run out of guys, or the enemy runs out of people in the line.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you have heavy cavalry, which again, they're shock troops. Those guys charge in and they get stuck in and they stay there. So those guys are going to be good for either turning a line or exploiting a gap run by the lancers. If you don't have enough lancers, you hit the line with one round of lancers, then the heavy cavalry charges in and just slams in and just stays there until the line breaks or they die. Now, I am going to be giving the mercenaries a little bit more of a self-preservation instinct, so they're going to have some wisdom saves to run back and get out of there when they hit the certain HP level. So they will be running away, but sometimes they die, because sometimes they can kill any time.
Yeah.
And we get to bring them back the next day.
Exactly. Or
I mean, if they don't die, then we've got them the next day.
If they don't die, you get a long rest,
Right.
and you got everybody top to back.
Right. Exactly. That's one of the things
Which
we
is
want to
one of the
watch
reasons why. Well, the reason they don't stick around is because they want to live to spend their money. Because
It's hard to drink if you're dead.
Exactly. I'm copying that line for one of them to be their catchphrase. I'm copying that line for their catchphrase. Then you have knights, and knights are kind of a combination of lancers and heavy cavalry. They have the charger feat, so they get stuck in with their lances, and then they pull out swords and start smashing people at close range.
And the horses can.
The horses do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
All cavalry have war horses. There's
Lancers?
Lancers have war horses.
So from light cal, lancers, heavy cal, and knights, they all have.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the war horses with the light cavalry are mostly, again, frick off, not have at thee.
Mm-hmm.
It's you have a war horse, so you can really say frick off with your chest.
Yeah.
As opposed to slashing at someone with a short sword and going,
Yeah.
So you have knight marshals and you have regular knights. Knight marshals are more expensive, but they have their own uses and abilities. Let me tell you what they are.
Do they work in a group?
They do better with that. Yeah, I don't 100% understand. It's a leader versus champion. You get more charisma mostly.
So like a marshal would lead a bunch of knights, or a marshal would lead a bunch
cadre of knights, yeah. And you can get officer cavalry and infantry as well. It costs a little more, but frick it. I will consider giving them the leadership trait. Either that or the battle cry trait.
Well, when we were looking at all these things, I was thinking we're going to need some leaders here, because
Yeah.
they will know how to fight and use their troops the best, and we will have to listen to what they say.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that is a point.
Yeah.
From a role playing standpoint, I would say having leader statted people would give you the ability to actually use proper tactics and change tactics on the fly to meet a new threat more effectively.
Yeah.
I'm considering giving the leader a battle cry or leadership ability, which ups their allies' stuff for a certain period of time. Battle cry is a bonus action, and you can take an attack action on the same turn. Leadership is a full action, but it lasts longer. So we'll work on that later.
Yeah.
I'm still fine-tuning these guys
Yeah.
because I haven't actually had a chance to use them under fire yet.
Right.
So I've just been kind of tinkering over here, and now I'm actually like,
Well, sometimes you have to use them and
Maybe I
then
should do
see.
that.
Yeah. Right.
So then with your knights, you have those guys. Then you have your heavy crossbowmen. Heavy crossbowmen are not mobile offensive units. They are, again, frick-off wall dressings.
Wall of what?
They're frick-off wall dressing.
Wall dressing.
Yes. They are something you put in a fortified position or someplace where the enemy really shouldn't be able to get to them. And then you just have them start unloading. So the heavy crossbow, as you know from fighting the Grimblades of the Inquisition, hits pretty hard.
Yep, they do.
And like it hits like a two-handed mace.
Yeah.
And then, excuse me, they can be deployed on a battlefield, but you better protect them. Otherwise, you just put a very expensive asset.
Right.
Well, not super expensive compared to cavalry, but you've put an expensive asset out in the field where they can get cut up.
That wouldn't be good
And
for
they're not-
expensive or yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like they're slower technically than anyone else. Typically, mechanically, they're all running about the same speed, but really, why?
That's not their strength. You don't. I mean, unless something has happened, that you don't want to have them play to that.
You can put them. You can put them in the same spot as archers, basically, but you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were giving us minimums when you started talking about what they do. So when we gotten up to heavy infantry, we don't have numbers that are suggested. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, with heavy infantry, how many do you want? Really? Like that infantry especially is a bit of a. There isn't really a quote unquote minimum for effectiveness, depending on what you plan on doing with them. Do you plan on putting them on a wall? Do you plan on using them as like a night raid? Like, how many do you want to have around to hit things with? And then the same really kind of goes for cavalry, but I'd say with lancers, you might want maybe 5 or 10, or higher, but like per charge wave, you probably want between 5 and 10 as like a sodality to go charging into an enemy line. You want at least 5 or 10 lancers hitting a line at the same time. So if you want a rolling charge wave,
right.
If you want a rolling charge, then you got to get at least 10 or 20. If you don't care about that, if you just want like 1 or 2 guys poking them at the line, then that's fine. Same thing's true with heavy cavalry. Again, you want it. They probably operate best in 5 to 10 man squads, but they don't need to. Knights are not.
They don't group together.
Huh?
Do they group together?
Yes. No. It depends on the temperament of the knight and whether they had an argument the night before. Knights are a lot more free-spirited in regards to battlefield work. If there's a knight marshal and a cadre of knights, yes, they will listen to the knight marshal.
Right.
They will always be happy about it, but they will listen. Honor demands it. But you commoner try and come talk to a knight and tell him what to do,
right.
He's going to look at you and go, and he's going to go do whatever he's going to do anyway. And if you're paying him. If you're not paying him, he's going to go, okay, we fight at dawn.
Right.
And he's going to die. Because of who you are.
Yeah,
but,
right. He's not going to necessarily know that.
Right.
And then we don't have pain.
Well, no, this is if he's not paying you, is what I
No.
said. If you just walked up to a random knight in Mintarn and just started trying to give him orders, it would be, we fight at dawn.
So, to kind of sidestep a little bit on
yes.
that, you said, oh shoot, hang on, let me read. Knights have Sona Knights.
Cadres and knight marshals operating alone, independently, free-spirited when it comes to listening to you, doing whatever they want.
Shoot. I hope I'll come back and find it. Go ahead and...
yeah, that's basically their thing. Is they will do what they think is best. They will probably target the leaders in an attempt to call them out in some kind of honor duel.
Would the Templars respond to that?
Maybe.
Oh, I know. Can I interrupt again?
Yeah.
Do the Mintarn mercenaries that we're going to be dealing with know anything about us?
They know about you a little bit. You're a
But
sergeant.
it's just a little bit about.
They know you were a sergeant.
Okay, so they don't really have any concept of what it is that we do.
Not really. They can get some. They can get some like ideas. They may mislabel Finnan because of what he's wearing, but because he's got the robe of stars on, so they may mistake him as some kind of arcane practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
But Rongir is pretty obvious as a magical practitioner.
Right.
You bear the symbol of Mintarn on your breastplate / shield, so you're pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you look at the picture of Elizabeth, you know exactly
There's no
what they
question
are.
about
They are
that,
and more importantly, they are marked out as adventurers, high level ones, because of the gear they're wearing, the way they're wearing it, and the fact that they do not have any scars at all. None. Zilch. Zip. They don't look like they've aged a day. They look perfectly healthy. They are in peak physical appearance and condition. Because that's what magical healing does to you.
Right, exactly.
It erases all damage. All evidence of any damage.
But would they have heard of the Children of Neverwinter?
Possibly.
Okay.
Possible.
Do we introduce ourselves as such, or not really worry about particulars like that? I'm just trying to get a sense.
That's
I don't want to
really,
insult them.
Up to you. It won't insult them if you introduce yourselves as the Children of Neverwinter. You were... check your backstory if you wouldn't mind, and tell me if you were still involved or if you left. Because I want to say you left. So if you're a former sergeant, then your status as a member of the Children of Neverwinter
You're
is
not
really
on
what's
active
important.
duty.
What?
Even though you're not on active
Okay,
duty,
so you're
Mintarn
not-
soldiers recognize your authority and influence.
Okay, so you're somewhere between retired and semi-retired.
Okay.
I was watching it die.
Oh!
Oh,
Glad you got a...
that thing's neat.
Yeah.
Screw my crystal ball here. I see a dragon. I see a goblin.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
So you're
Okay.
kind of, sort of, somewhere between semi-retired and sort of not retired, and you could theoretically rejoin them as active duty if you wanted to at some point, but really,
Okay. I meant...
yeah,
I'm
no.
just trying to get a sense of...
It's a question of like you could introduce yourself as a member of the Children of Neverwinter. You could you could remind them of who you are. They'll probably remember who you are.
Right, so I could include that, but I am with the Children of Neverwinter now. I'm not focused more on my Mintarn past, but that's kind of like the key that gets me in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
then
you have the crossbowmen again.
a group?
You want lots of crossbowmen, unless you just want one guy taking pot shots at people.
We got 450 of these guys. We don't want one guy taking pot
Exactly.
shots.
So
define lots of 100.
more the merrier. How many do you want to hire?
Oh, I don't think I can afford 100, but I mean, would that be?
Well, we don't know what they're going to cost.
That's another point.
Right.
So
Is how many do you think you want of infantry, heavy infantry, cavalry, and missileers, for lack of a better word, the crossbowmen and the archers, and then how many pikemen do you want? Because pikemen are, again, they're good at shoring up a defensive line. They're not good for assault. Heavy infantry can be used as a shock assault. They can also be used to anchor a line. So you probably would want to incorporate archers combined with pike blocks to kind of mimic the early matchlock pike and musket blocks of what was that, the 1600s, when matchlocks were just coming into massed military use, and they would use pike formations to shield them from the cavalry and hostile forces while they reloaded. But you got the same basic idea with your pikes and your heavy crossbowmen and your archers. You put pike blocks in front of your crossbowmen or archers, and then you put like heavy infantry on the flanks or shoring up the spaces between the pike blocks, or you put like line infantry in front of the pike blocks, and then you put heavy infantry shoring up their position, and then you have cavalry on the wings, both light cavalry to harass the line and try and break pieces of it off, which I admit it's going to be a difficult operation against religious fanatics, because against normal people, getting shot that many times, or hit that many times, or run through with a lance, yes, they would start to make wisdom saves to see if they run away.
Right.
Fanatics aren't going to run.
Right.
You got to kill them. So that's going to be a little more of a meat grinder than you would be against normal opponents.
Right.
But these are tactics to remember
Right.
if you are ever fighting non-religious fanatic opponents. That these things will work.
Right.
You shoot someone enough, they're going to start to try and run away. You run heavy cavalry or a lancer at somebody, you run them through the lance, they see their buddy impaled on the lance over there, they're going to maybe want to run away. So, obviously Templars aren't going to run, but the same tactics can apply.
Yeah.
So, how many do you want?
I have
Sorry,
one
it's
up-
against 400, assuming it's 400 and 450 odd Templars, how many people do you want?
Well, I was going to say that in a normal wide situation, I would always want for this kind of a thing to have longbow archers as opposed to crossbow, because crossbow is like one shot for every 20 of the longbow, but that's not a reality in the way that dungeons work.
Yes, in this...
You get one shot, or you get
well,
two shots or
no.
something.
In terms of... I am going to, for now, subject to change and retconning because I am the DM and I am fiddling. The archers do get 3 longbow attacks as a multi-attack. The crossbowmen get 2
Oh,
because
okay.
they have crossbow experts.
So here's my thought on that. Yes, you're talking about 3 shots to 2 shots, but is the damage for a crossbow bolt, my recollection is that
1 base class higher.
Yeah. So, I mean, archers can be, I think it's great.
Archers are largely interchangeable. It just depends on what you want. The archers are cheaper than heavy cavalry. Not
Then heavy
instant.
crossbow?
Then heavy. They're also heavy. They're also cheaper than heavy cavalry, but they are. But we are discussing heavy crossbowmen. at the moment.
Okay.
So yes, they are. They are cheaper than heavy crossbowmen, and they do shoot 1 more time. However, which I may drop back to 2 multi-attack or 1 multi-attack there because 1 attack there because they are significantly cheaper. But we'll work on that later. Vis-a-vis the financial aspects of that. Heavy crossbowmen are more expensive, but they hit like a runaway truck.
Mm-hmm.
They get 2 D10. They get 1 D10 per crossbow shot, or possibly 2 D10 per crossbow shot. I can check the heavy crossbow. Did I put it in here? No, I did not. Where's the player's handbook when I need it?
It's not the one in the lab, right?
Oh no, that's the DM's guide.
Okay, I just thought
No, I
that would be
pull
me.
it. That would be just the way that I go. So longbow deals 1d8 piercing. Crossbow, my heavy crossbow deals 1d10 piercing. So
So I would think 2 shots to 3, they would probably be dealing approximately this.
that's why I'm saying I'm not
same.
sure if I'm going to let them have that.
Yeah.
I'm debating whether to go back to the normal one attack for the archers. Because otherwise there's no point in getting
I
crossbow.
can't find the point of the crossbow. Yeah.
So, I'm going to go back to just a standard 1 attack for
Or
the
drop them
longbow.
to 1d6, not trying to. I would drop them to 1d6.
Well, it's a 1d8 for a longbow shot. That's just
Oh, okay.
DM. That's just D&D.
Okay.
But it's 1 shot for the archers versus 2 shots and heavier, but they're more expensive.
Twice as expensive?
Not quite twice as expensive, but you know,
Plus, they are, like, they're going to be kind of like the. It reminds me of the sniper kind of
yes and no.
position because they're really well.
Well, that's the thing.
protected.
I don't know if I want to give them slower speed, but
I'm just trying to picture the battlefield here.
yeah, it would probably be they would be either up on the walls
That's what I was thinking.
or in a position behind pipe blocks.
Uh-huh.
In a real live Terran Earth human scenario, the heavy crossbowmen are going to be a lot more vulnerable. They're going to be able to put a pilehead warhead, a pilehead crossbow bolt through a charging knight's armor, but they are going to be a lot slower. Like they're going to need a crank, or they're going to need like a windac or something like that
Right.
to get that up
Right.
and running.
Right.
Longbowmen, but they're also going to be a lot quicker to put in the field, comparatively, because it requires a lot less training
Yeah.
to shoot a crossbow, a lot less
Right.
strength to shoot a crossbow. Human longbowman is going to be a lot faster. He's going to be able to punch through chainmail, hit someone in the face with their visors up, forcing them to put their visor down and suffer carbon monoxide poisoning and hypoxia as they struggle across the battlefield.
Yeah.
And potentially claustrophobia if they're unfortunate. While constantly getting hit with a, like, it's been compared to getting hit with a sledgehammer. Just getting whacked in the head, in the head, the chest, the legs, the arms with a hammer.
Wow.
Especially when you get close. At close range, some warheads can. I say some warheads. Some crossbow. Some longbow arrowheads can go through armor if you get close enough. It's very rare, but again, you're transmitting 100 plus foot-pounds of energy into an area about yay big.
Are the Templars wearing armor?
They have chainmail. This is again discussing the physics of actual live combat.
Right.
So mechanically, a crossbowman will deal more damage per shot. He will get 2 shots. I don't remember. I need to check their range. It may be a range factor as well.
That would make a lot of sense.
They
Yeah.
probably don't go as far as a longbow,
Right.
Precisely my point.
which means that they're maybe vulnerable to distance magic things.
Well, they get 100-foot range non-disadvantaged versus 150 for a longbow.
100 foot is not bad.
Yeah.
How far are the
Guiding bolt?
what's the distance on the spells that the players
What's guiding bolt? 60
I
feet?
can't find it, but I think it's 60 feet.
Right, because you get spell sniper, so you get 120 feet.
Right.
And then like flame strike isn't much better than that. If I recall correctly, I don't think it's.
do
more
they
than
have
100 feet.
Flame strike is here we are. 60, so I get. I
Right,
don't
so
get
60
it.
feet. So
60 feet.
they're
Yeah.
going to outrange the
outside
Templars.
of
no
it.
I
matter
was just,
what.
you know, this
However, it's going to, if the Templars break the infantry line,
Right.
it's going to be a closer distance that the crossbowmen have to be to hit them, and they have less time to start running away. So,
but they're going to be going the same speed as the Templars.
true. But the point being that
Yeah.
it's a 50-foot distance less on non-disadvantage. Disadvantaged range is where the longbow really comes into its own. Because with disadvantage, you can hit the target up to 600 feet away, where the crossbow only gets 400. So, if you don't mind shooting at disadvantage, you can get a heck of a lot further away with a longbow than you can with a crossbow. So, range is the big point where the longbow comes into its own. But again, less damage, less
Right.
attacks. So, potato, pick your poison, honestly.
What is
Do
the
you
difference in
want-
the cost of each of them?
Well, an archer, like the highest class of archer you can get, the best archer you can get, expert archer, is going to be 16 gold pieces per 10 die. The lowest crossbowman you can get, a skilled crossbowman, is going to be 20 gold pieces. An expert is going to be 30.
So you went with the most expensive longbowman, and he's 1.5 times. He's the cheapest expert crossbow is 1.5 times almost. Not quite.
Not quite,
No.
because it's 15
No, it's
and
about
15 would be
30%
30.
more.
So it's about twice as much for the very best of each.
Yeah, it's just under double
Right,
best for best.
right. And I think, I mean, I
The
think
skilled archer, which is equivalent to the lowest crossbow you can get, is 14 gold pieces.
just from my perspective, if we're going to hire people, we're going to hire the top of their.
I assume you're going to do that.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean that's
How
just.
much gold do we actually? How many gold pieces equivalent do we actually have?
Well, let's just go
You're
and
the
use.
bursar.
Right, I am. I haven't had a chance to up my books, but just in the last 2 pyramids that we had. So I'm just going to take gold. I'm not going to take platinum.
Uh-huh.
We have 78,000.
So you divide that by 500. 500.
Why 500?
Because you want 500 people.
Just thinking that that's a good starting
so you'll
number.
you'll have them for 110 if you do that.
Right, I don't
That's
want
what I'm saying.
Right,
Yeah.
I don't. Well, we are thinking. I don't think we're going to need 10 days to wipe them out if we have a mercenary.
There. And don't forget,
And we can renegotiate
just on your gold,
on the fly.
that's that. You also have platinum.
Right, we have platinum and we have
You also
baubles.
have
A lot of jewels.
a lot of jewels. You have 2,000 gold pieces worth of aquamarine, 5,000 gold pieces worth of blue spinel, 3,500 gold pieces worth of black pearl, 500 gold pieces worth of peridot, 1,000 gold pieces worth of alexandrite and topaz, respectively.
Yep.
You have 500 gold pieces worth of bracelets, 500 gold pieces worth of bronze crown. You have a large, well-made tapestry. You have a +2 chain shirt.
Yep.
You have a staff of fire. You have a +1 maul, and you have a cube of force. Which I don't know which one of those you would want to keep. You expressed some passing interest in the staff of fire, but you weren't sure what you were going to do with it. Personally, my suggestion here, this is not something that you like the idea of, but if you're not super tied to the staff of fire, since you clearly don't need the staff of defense much right now, an alternative would be to use the staff of fire down to its last charge and just roll the dice until it ashifies or whatever, and just use that and use that and use that and use that and roll the dice. And it's a very, very low chance that you're going to destroy it. But if you do destroy it, oh well, you won it in a pyramid from a Lord.
Right.
And then +1 maul, +2 chain shirt. Both of those can probably be either bargained or sold for something to give you more money. And with Edra's history with the Mintarn mercenaries, you can probably convince them to accept jewels and other gubbins as payment, where they can turn that into gold themselves
Right.
to disperse among their men. So
Let's see.
So we've got to be able to fight 450 to 500 people with probably less people than that.
Probably.
But strategically, we've got to have the right people to do it.
yeah, I would say probably between 1 and 300 people would probably not be too many.
Yeah.
Probably about 100 people, maybe a few more to start with, I think.
Probably a few more would be my
Maybe
guess.
200,
Yeah.
maybe 250.
Well, let's see what
maybe
we're
350.
looking at here, because
I just keep
the
going
only thing
up.
I can think of, I mean, I'm thinking I don't want to rely on like only one packet of expertise.
Uh-huh.
So like that archer pikeman block seems like a really good plan to me, but I also like to keep the heavy crossbowmen
Okay.
back, for even if it's just, I'd like to have them go all out, but if they get
Well,
to
even
the point
just
where
giving like 2 quick volleys
right,
and run, and 2 quick volleys as a fighting retreat.
right,
Having heavy crossbowmen running a volley retreat
right,
is going to hit like a tank
right,
compared to what these guys can get. And if they hit them either at the extended edge of their range, like as soon as if they hold actions until the Templars get within 100 feet,
right,
and then fire and run,
yeah, There's going to be some.
that's going to be able to keep them out of harm's way of the Templars' ranged attacks.
Right.
And then, unless, like, the only thing you're going to potentially have to face is spiritual weapon if the Templars are able to survive long enough to bring their spiritual weapons to bear. Because they have a 60-foot, 30 to 60-foot movement that they can move that thing. But
And how far can the pikeman go, or the crossbowman
crossbowmen
go?
run 30 feet if they don't dash.
Uh,
But again, I'd rather get hit with a spiritual weapon than get bludgeoned in the face.
Yeah, yeah.
Or with a mace.
yeah,
Because that
definitely.
means I've done my job badly.
Yeah.
So,
So I like
pikemen,
that.
heavy infantry, yes, no. So pikemen and archers and crossbowmen are three things you want.
Yeah.
So, do you want heavy infantry?
Excuse me.
For starters. Obviously, this is all open to renegotiation later.
I'd rather have cavalry.
Okay, so what kind of cavalry do you want?
Well,
Lancers, heavy, light?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to think in terms
This
of
is
maybe
good.
five
I'm
pockets
trying
of
to
places
figure out
five,
what
6
you-
pockets to work with.
Yeah.
Because we've got 400.
You got 6 skill
450.
trees right now running. You
You know
got
what?
skill trees. You got heavy cavalrymen, heavy crossbowmen, lancers, and light cavalry.
Right, but the pikemen and the archers
Yes, what I'm
can
saying,
work
like
together.
the skill
I'm
trees,
thinking
not
in terms
pockets.
of I'm
okay, in
thinking
terms
of
of
pockets
formations, you'll
activity.
have realistically 3 formations.
Right, and then there's
You'll
us.
have 4, because you'll have your pike blocks, you'll
Right.
have your archers
right.
and crossbowmen, you'll have your cavalry on the wings, and then you'll have your lancers in the fore.
Mm-hmm.
The lancers in front because those guys are frontal shock
Right.
troops,
Mhm.
especially because the opponents don't have spears;
Mm-hmm.
they have maces. You can
Mhm.
run at a guy who has a mace and hit him with a lance
Yeah.
before he has time to hit you with his mace. So you're not pulling like a stupid fantasy story trope of running horses into pike walls.
Yeah. Do the Templars have horses?
Not to your knowledge.
Okay.
They will have no realistic answer to cavalry,
Okay.
except for hitting them when they get close.
Right.
And the horse archers aren't getting close.
Right.
So unless they send a dedicated cadre after a group of cavalry who can just keep running away
Right.
and
Faster.
let the horse run and let the archer shoot,
Right. Yeah.
and they can just run rings around them.
right.
And they may try that once. They're gonna figure out pretty fast that that's a death sentence.
Right.
It's literally like chasing someone around with a squirt gun
Mm-hmm.
who's faster than you.
Right.
It's like it would be like me trying to run down like Usain Bolt
Mm-hmm.
when Usain Bolt has a squirt gun loaded with hot sauce.
Yeah.
It's going to get very unfun very fast.
Well, the reason I'm thinking in terms of having at least 4 pockets of activity type things is because they go in at least they have gone in squads of 20. And so you do that by 100, you got 40 squads of 20, give or take, 2 or 3 extra squads. And if we can keep several of the squads engaged at the same time, and then with
Yeah.
enough people in each, archers and so on and so forth, get the, what's wrong? What's wrong?
Just insert the Lilo and Stitch gif here.
I don't know what that is.
Where Stitch is just grabbing the lids of his eyes and just going, "Ah."
Why? Is it a bad thing?
It's not the player in me is rejoicing at your plans. The DM in me is having a brain hemorrhage.
Oh, because you've planned all these guys out?
Well, I've got to run all these guys.
point.
That's what
Oh,
I
that's
was
right.
thinking about.
I'm going to have to resort to calculated attacks like we did with the demon
Yes,
the
yes,
devil,
yes,
devil
yes,
attack,
yes.
'cause I am not running 800
Individual.
individual attacks.
Come
We will
on,
be
man.
here all night.
Yeah, right. No, I appreciate that. Yeah.
We'll have
No, I
we'll have
applaud
4-hour one
One round.
rotation.
Right.
Me only. Me, do all.
Right.
That will be 4 hours of me doing nothing but rolling
Yeah,
attacks.
And
yeah.
we'd sit here and watch.
And watch me do this. This
And we'll
would
say,
be the
"Why,
most
thank you.
boring,
Thank you very much.
brain-numbing
Hey.
attack right now.
But
And,
we
and
might-
they probably wouldn't appreciate it either.
No. So,
But we would say thank you very much because you'd be doing some significant
yes,
damage.
but, so what I'll be doing is I'll be doing
And
calculated
then there's
attacks.
us, right? So, right.
So there's you 5 butchers,
Right.
and then everyone else. And I'm going to assume that you would be staying back behind the pike walls.
If you're squishy,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would prefer it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to do any good for me with that much activity going on. being invisible isn't going to help because I'm likely to get stepped on by somebody accidentally.
There would, it would depend on how close you got, and there would be a certain number of rolls, either dexterity saving throws on your part, perception checks on your part, etc., to avoid like a charging column of lancers or a retreating group of horse archers, or
Unless
just
we
getting
somehow got in
body
behind
checked
him.
by a. No, I'm saying your guys. If he was out in front
Yeah,
of
but-
the battle line
But
trying
what
to
if
attack,
we were in behind the enemy?
well, then at that point you'd have to worry about getting trampled by running Templars. An invisible man running around in the middle of a battlefield,
Probably not.
as Bilbo Baggins has discovered to his cost multiple times in the
Yes.
Battle of the Five Armies,
Not really.
it is just you don't avoid what you can't see.
Right.
If I am running through this room and there's someone invisible in this room, I'm not going to make any effort to avoid them if I don't know they're there.
Right.
And it's going to be all on them to avoid just getting run down
From front, left, side, and center. Yeah.
somewhere along the line. Like if you're behind, if you did what we did last time with the blood raids, and Edra and you stayed back, and then everyone else got stuck in, and then we put an entire battle line behind us and came charging forward. You would be fine. They would be weaving around you, but you would have to dodge charging lancers,
Or I'd have to
heavy
become
cavalry.
visible.
Yes, but to stay invisible, you'd have to dodge charging lancers, heavy cavalry, possibly advancing infantry / pike blocks,
Yeah.
and then the counter charge of Templar Knights.
Mhm.
And then if you tried to scramble out of the way of that, you'd potentially be on the flanks. At that point, you'd be dealing with heavy cavalry charging in, and the horse archers running rings around everyone. And again, they don't aim to miss what they can't see. And if a horse archer got you between them and their target, and they shot, there would be a D100 chance that you would get shot instead by pure accident. And anytime an archer volley went off, any miss would have a D100 chance of falling short and hitting you, because they don't know that you're there, depending on where you are. So,
And given, I realize that each roll is statistically equal to every other roll in terms of what you're going to get, but I never do very good in Constitution. I mean, those kinds of saving throws. My history of being nailed
I know.
is
exactly. So we would want
It's
to
your
avoid,
fault.
We would want to avoid that.
my day.
So yes, I figured. So we want to avoid that. So you would probably just have the pike blocks move within your spell range of whatever you're planning on throwing at them, and then Edra, if you want to get behind the pike blocks too, they would do the same thing. They would just move forward at a double step until they were close enough that you were able to call halt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm in range, basically.
Right.
And then they would just have to sit there closer while you pelted whoever you were fighting, and then potentially get attacked. Because
Yeah.
the Templars would be having at least 2 to 4 squads trying to break the pike blocks to get at you, if you were behind the pike wall.
Right.
Which again, pikes have reach, meaning they can hit the Templars before the Templars can hit them.
Right.
Um,
Well, if we put the pike block around archers, like you were talking about,
Mhm.
then you've got a double.
yes, they'd be
Attack.
getting shot at the whole time by you, Rangir, and the archers.
Right.
And everyone involved has a vested interest in keeping them away.
Right.
So, you guys would be shooting at them, the archers would be shooting at them, then the pike blocks would be trying to keep them back.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone who got close enough to use their mace would either get short-sworded, or I'd be just using the pike in close quarters and figuring out what to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, the pike blocks, the archers, the 3 kinds of cavalry is what I'm hearing you guys want.
How much are
I'm
pikemen?
not hearing them.
How much are pikemen per day?
Pikemen per
Per
10 day is 40, 10 for an expert, 40 for elite.
40 what? Gold?
Gold pieces for an elite pikeman per 10 day.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how much is a crossbow?
Crossbow is 30 for
Wow.
an expert.
Huh.
And then,
What are
well, they're
mounted buddies? How about our mounted peeps?
Okay. A light cavalry, I'm assuming you want an elite,
Yes.
is 40 gold pieces. I may be dropping the pikemen, but I don't think so because they're a heavy archetype.
Well, and they're also on the field.
Well, I'm saying like specifically because of the price table the price calculator that I put together.
I see.
They're in they are a heavy archetype stat block, so they have a few more hit points.
That's what I was going to ask.
Lancers are for an officer. For an officer, hey, you can probably want one officer, maybe two officers for the heavy cavalry because they're 90 gold pieces for 10 day.
For the heavy cavalry?
Light cavalry leaders.
Okay, so
an officer in the heavy cavalry nets 90 gold pieces per 10 day. A regular officer, a regular light cavalryman nets 40.
So
A lancer officer
yeah.
nets 90 and 40 for a regular.
Okay.
Heavy cavalry, same. It's pretty much across the board for cavalry.
Okay. And then knights are cavalry
Knights are different
unto
animals.
themselves. I'm not sure.
Oh no, knights are the same. Not bad.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I may change that later.
I'm trying to think of whether we. It's not that I wouldn't like knights. I'm trying to think of whether we would need them. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be a lot of.
They're gonna be harder to hit because they got full plate. Heavy cavalry uses half plate or splint.
Uses what?
Half plate or splint,
Oh.
which is not quite as high in armor class. I've made the rule that the mount uses the same armor as the knight, as the rider.
Yeah.
So they have equal essential armor class, especially with the heavier stuff. A knight has multi-attack, savage combatant, and savage combatant, or savage attacker. My bad. Mounted combatant, and charger. Everyone else has mounted combatant and charger. Knights have multi-attack and savage attacker. A savage attacker can reroll their damage dice once,
Ah.
meaning they have a higher chance of hurting things.
Ah. So what are that they would need? We were debating the necessity of a marshal, but if they're going to be out there doing their thing, will they, like, is the marshal going to be making them more effective, or?
I would be giving the martial leadership probably, or battle cry. So they'd either get advantage for one turn, or they'd get a D4 to their attacks and ability checks for 1 minute.
Okay, so what would be a marshal?
90, maybe 120. I'm still working that out. I'm thinking of giving the knights 30 gold more because they're knights.
Ah, yeah. So then a
If you
marshal.
think that
would
makes
be-
a good if you think that makes a good decision, then I'm gonna
I think that
up
makes
that
sense.
to
So a marshal would be
120 and
120.
70. So it's 120 per 10 day for a marshal, and then it's 70 per night.
I think that would seem to be. I would not rate them the same.
No.
I think that the knights would be like no.
Yeah, they're 30 gold pieces more per 10 day.
And the heavy crossbowmen were what? 30 gold pieces per 10 day. They put
30.
the top.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just do a little math here. So then we had some numbers for pikemen and archers and heavy crossbowmen, but we
Uh-huh.
don't have any numbers for our mounted guys.
That's entirely up to you.
I
You want to get the lancers in squads of either 5 or 10, as in get them in multiples of 5 or 10, so you can have squads of them running at things.
And if we did
Um,
2 squads of 5, then they could do that rolling. So that would be
And
10 guys.
If you get more than 10, you can crack them down into more areas to charge at things. And then your heavy cavalry, again, do you want them to have more guys or do you want them to have fewer guys? That's really up to you. Like, they would probably, again, run around they could be running around in squads of 5 or 10, but they don't need to as much because they're not going to be running away again. They're going to be running in, they're going to be staying in until they're wounded.
Do they work together as a block or not necessarily?
They'll occasionally maneuver to confer advantage on each other's attacks by flanking, but that's going to be one of it.
And knights.
Knights will run in with a lance, smash you with a lance, drop the lance, pull out a longsword, and start bashing you.
Do they have to go back and pick up the lance as an action? I mean, they could.
Their squires have more lances back in camp.
Okay.
They
The
don't.
squires
they typically
come
use,
free.
They typically use the lance once.
Okay.
If they're gonna go get another, if they're gonna do it again, if they break from combat enough to realize that they want to do another charge, they're gonna go get another lance from their squire. They're gonna send their squire for another lance. They're gonna run around with a sword until their squire shows up with a lance. They're gonna ride out to their squire. They're gonna get the lance. They're gonna come charging back in.
Okay.
Depending on limited movie experience, lances have a tendency to break.
Exactly.
That's their idea.
Well,
I mean,
jousting lances usually have carnels or
okay.
blunted tips and are usually either scored or deliberately weakened in such a way to break so that you don't
impale.
maim the rider that you are charging up against, because this is a contest more like an MMA fight than a duel to the death. That's a turning lance or a jousting lance. A war lance is going to be reinforced with a pointy tip to try to punch through. It's the equivalent of getting like a sabot round on a tank. Knights were tanks of their day.
Yeah.
So you wanted an armor-piercing tip. And do they break? A lot of time, yes. However, unlike tourney lances or jousting lances, barring some horrifying incident with a tourney lance, that's probably not going to get stuck in you. The war lance may well get stuck inside you.
What's the damage on a knight's lance?
Not realistic. Most of the stuff isn't. Like a real life lance, that'll put you down. You don't want it. You don't want it.
No, I was just
lance
curious about that.
is D12 piercing. It's reach.
1d12?
Yes. It's the same as a great axe.
Wow.
What?
Well, I guess they don't want to give somebody something that'll kill somebody in one blow.
Yeah. Also, a lance can't be used within 5 feet.
Within 5 feet?
Right.
Yeah,
You have
right.
disadvantage on the
Yeah,
attack.
Right. Yeah.
I need to check and see if pikes have the same issue.
I would imagine.
I was thinking that, yeah, that's the way that you get around pikes in real life is you get around them.
Yep. It doesn't say that.
Once
Have
you're
you reached
inside,
two-handed? It doesn't specify that you can't use a pike in close range.
because once you're inside with a real pike,
Yeah.
they don't have any, what, they bash you over the head with it?
Typically what they would do is they would cross it and shove you, and some of them will have like cross guards near the handle to stop you from running up the lance at them, but it will turn into a shoving match of them trying to shove you off, or they'll drop the pike and pull out a short stabbing sword and shank you.
Okay. So for light cavalry, do they also work in blocks of like 5?
I mean, light cavalry are a lot less coordinated because they're horse archers.
Uh-huh.
So that's just a question of how many do you want to go off in one volley.
Oh, yeah, good point. Okay.
And with the cavalry, I may or may not roll individual attacks. Depending, because...
They're not necessarily coordinating.
Well, there's not necessarily any, like, a huge number of them.
True.
The archers, I may or may not roll individual attacks as well, depending on how many you get. Excuse me.
Okay.
If we get to the point where you're fighting with the pike blocks, I'm probably going to just figure that out when I get there.
Mm-hmm.
When we started putting this together, I'm going, Rob's he's going to have to go work out in order to be able to roll dice that long.
Eh.
Or you'll use your dice roller on the computer.
No, I don't need to do that. It's just a question of figuring out how many people are in a given engagement and then running the probabilities.
And we've been going up against small blocks of...
Usually 1 to 2
Templars.
squads at a time.
And will that continue if we come in with... I mean, are their tactics going to change?
No, not really, but it will change as the scale of the conflict will increase, which means more squads will be engaged at one time, so we'll have one squad be engaged by horse archers on the left flank, and one squad be engaged by horse archers on the right flank, and like 2 squads get engaged by lancers on the front that you guys may charge in afterwards. And then there will be like the archers just shooting anything that moves, and then there will be like you guys doing your own thing, and then and each of those guys will have their own chance to retaliate. It'll just be a question of how do I get them to retaliate? How do I chase down a horse archer? Answer, you don't. They're just going to get written off as pretty much more or less dead. Because realistically, how do you chase a horse archer? On foot, in chainmail, when they're shooting at you.
Right.
The only way to do that is to like try and pin them against something, and they're just gonna get away before you can pin them down.
Right.
So realistically, that's how it's probably gonna go. Is we're gonna run the individual engagements based on probability. Like with the horse archers and the heavy cavalry, we're probably gonna run like multiple character attack probability, like we do with the devil attack that tried to take out you and Finnan. Which, speaking of which, you haven't seen those guys in a couple of days. Roll me a D100, please.
It's this one, right?
And then the D10 as well. The same one. The one looks just like that one.
Except the D10's bigger.
That's a D12. That's a D20.
Oh, D10 is. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. This. Nope, that's an 8.
The one
There's
looks
a
just
10.
like the D.
There's a 10.
Yeah. So roll those two for me.
30 and 6.
How fascinating.
Hmm?
I said, how fascinating.
Why?
Let's see here. Alright, thank you. Going back to our situation here.
Who was it I just brought back into the fray? Who was the? What was I rolling it for? Or you don't tell me, yeah. Well, you asked a question. We hadn't seen somebody. I was trying to remember who it was that we hadn't seen.
The devils.
I don't remember them. Okay.
Should. You got trapped in an igloo by one of them.
Oh, those guys.
Cats are distracting. So that would probably be how I would go, is roll probability attacks like with them. And then do the same thing with the archers. And just pick a squad and shoot at it.
Excuse me.
And the crossbowmen would probably be a little more direct fire. So they would probably be targeting one guy for most of them, whereas the archers are going to be just kind of picking an area, and then everybody in that area rolls a dex save equal to, with the DC being their attack roll, to see if, or rolls a dex save to see if they get hit by an arrow, and then they roll attacks on those who fail.
Yeah, that would make sense.
'Cause
Okay,
they're going to be executing plunging fire.
they're going to be executing what?
Plunging fire, that parabolic stuff you see in the movies,
yeah.
which is reasonably realistic for long range archery.
Yeah, you
That's
have
generally how they don't. That's one of the big grips. Is when people are like, "Oh, knock, draw, loose" nonsense, like they're doing a musket gun line. Tear my eyes out, metaphorically speaking, because you can't do that with a bow. You pull a 100-200 pound warbow back and you tell them to hold it. You know what happened at the gates of Helm's Deep.
Right.
Somebody loses their grip,
Right.
and they get tired, and they can't shoot as many times.
Right.
So
Right.
I digress.
Yes.
And they don't have compounds.
No. Anywho, you guys have 78,000 gold, bare minimum.
Right.
You want at least 2 10 days, you said?
No, we're still talking 1 10-day, and
One
then
10-day?
with
Okay.
renegotiation on the other end
Do you
of
think
that.
that's going to be enough time to take out the Templars?
Well, what we've done so far has been accomplished in 4 days.
Okay.
So I think with the added people,
Uh-huh.
and we could just be very upfront.
Counting 4 days is 5 days of travel.
Yeah.
Okay, so probably 2 10 days.
Two
You
10
have,
days.
you have to pay them as they're moving.
Yeah, of
you
course.
don't-
Yeah.
So 2 10 days.
Okay. So I've done some calculations.
We'll just assume for the moment that we just take 50,000, just for my sake, for just a moment for my math brain.
Do what?
We take 50,000 gold pieces as our initial contractual fund, just for the sake of my math brain for just a second. Because we have 5 different. No, wait, more. Sorry, hang on. We have lancers, archers, light cavalry, heavy cavalry, crossbowmen. Right, so 60,000. My bad. We have 6 different types of mercenaries we're trying to get. If we take 60,000 gold pieces, that gives us 10,000 gold pieces per type. Right?
Right. I've done the preliminary calculations. I'm going to let you know how many people we've talked about, and then we can up it from there. So let me just tell you what we've got here, because I've already got. Plus, leaders are not. I've got leaders in here, but we're not going to put them in there because it's too complicated for me to add in there. So that was going to be. Okay, so for 130, which is low, plus like 4 or 5 leaders, or 8 to 10 leaders, I can't remember how many. 130 people, which is like bottom bare minimum. But against 450 people, we might be close there. So what I had was 20 pikemen, 20 archers, 10 light cal, 20 lancers, I don't remember. 10 heavy cal, 10 knights, and 20 heavy crossbowmen.
Okay.
Plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think maybe 6 leader guys.
Okay.
For 2 10 days is 9,320.
Okay.
So I don't think we have, and we've got 12,000 in jewels.
Yeah. And if you take 9,000, if you up it to 10,000 for the sake of mathness.
Right.
If you triple that, you won't be putting a scratch on your
I know,
gold.
but that's a lot of people. I'm fine with that because we've got.
Do you want that many people? Do you want to
over.
start with?
How many ships do we have to carry them with? I mean, do we have to hire an extra ship?
They'll provide transport
across
the Sea of Swords. Then the transports will turn right around and go back to, and that will be part of the bargain. That will be transport, which will cost. Ship's passage. They'll charge you for ship's passage. So, 130 silver pieces per mile. So, 13 gold per mile.
Right, and how many miles?
Ooh.
How far is it?
That's what I'm checking here.
Oh, okay.
Mintarn to Leylon is just a shade over 350 miles. So 13 is 300, so like 400 to 500 gold pieces for ship's passage for the entire continent. Call it 450.
455.
Okay.
Or 4,000.
Eh?
4,550. It's 350 miles.
Yeah.
It's got to be at least 3,000. Right?
Fair.
So it's 4,550.
Well, it's 13 gold per mile.
Right. So 10 gold per mile would be 3,500. Okay. And then you
So call
add
it
3 times 300. It's
call
4,550.
Call it 4,500 for a mercenary's discount.
That's round trip.
Well, they only charge you for the one-way trip.
Oh, okay.
They're only charging you for passage.
One way. Okay.
One way.
And once we stop paying them, then they're there?
Well, once you stop paying the ship, yes.
No,
you
I
pay
meant...
the Navy. You pay the Mintarn Navy to transport the...
The Mintarn Navy.
The...
Okay.
The...
The...
The mercenaries that you have hired. You pay the mercenaries to get on the ship.
Mhm.
You pay the ship to get the mercenaries from Mintarn to Leyland. Once you're there, the ships turn around, take your payment for running their boys up to Mintarn, and then you have like 15 to 16 days of pay left with the mercenaries.
And what I'm saying is, we win the battle, all the Templars are gone,
Uh-huh.
and we've got a whole bunch of mercenaries. Are we responsible for getting them back?
No.
Okay.
Once you stop paying them, they're on their own.
So really, whatever
At
number
the mercy of whoever has a
tripling that,
paycheck.
right? Tripling that. So
You want to make sure you keep paying them until you're not around anybody that is against you that has money. So
Yeah.
Getting to our earlier discussion, we could be getting there and finish with our mercenaries and have one of the two parties that are going to battle over that hire them.
Heck, if you took more than 15 days to clean out the Templars and you decide not to pay them, they might just walk over to the Templars and go, "Hey, you guys paying?"
Yeah, that's
They'd be perfectly happy to turn around, stop bashing heads on their side, and start trying to cut your guys' throats.
sure. Oh yeah, they're mercenaries.
Yeah. It's not
But
personal,
what-
it's just business.
What I'm seeing is that would be close to 400 people, 390 plus give or take 6 to 8 liters. And so that's going to be passage, people, and so on and so forth is going to be in the neighborhood of 33,000 gold. About half
Yeah.
of what we've got available, or 12,000 jewels.
And that's for 10 days, plus passage.
Right. And so that is,
And that's just gold.
that's just gold. If we choose to
Yeah.
use some or all of our jewels, a third of that could be done by jewels.
And then there's also the artwork and jewelry.
Should they want that? Yeah.
You should be able to convince
And
them
you
to
have
take.
platinum. How much platinum do we have?
No,
you
no,
should
no,
be
no.
able to take.
Huh?
You should be able to convince them to take bracelets, bronze crowns, and a large well-made tapestry, as well as potentially a chain shirt and a maul. And if you don't want it, you can also bargain the Staff of Fire.
How much was the mall worth?
It's a
And
plus
the
one
chain
weapon.
shirt? Huh?
It's a plus one weapon and a plus 2 armor.
But how much is it worth gold pieces wise?
That's what I'm checking.
Because I got the shirt in the mall.
Oh, you got them? Okay. I'll pull that off there. Half cost, okay. So. Okie. So a plus 1 maul is going to run you to. How much does it cost? So the mall will probably sell for. Mall's gonna run about 45 gold pieces to sell.
Okay, and the chain.
Chain shirt is going to run you. About 150 or so.
I have also here, but we got at the same time, a 3rd level Crusader's Mantle. I don't even know what that is.
Spell scroll. You have a thing called Crusader's Mantle in your spells.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's not something to wear.
No.
Okay.
The Crusader's Mantle is. Not in here. This is why I need that thing. Ah, that wasn't here. Crusader's Mantle. Holy power radiates from you in an aura within 30-foot radius. While in the aura, each non-hostile creature in the aura deals an extra 1d4 radiant damage when it hits with a weapon attack. So
for
you
your
have
allies. It's for your allies.
any
though.
non-hostile creature. So yes, technically, or at
Including-
least someone who's not hostile to you.
So including mercenaries under certain circumstances.
They're at least not hostile. They're
Right.
paying their wages. So yeah.
Right. It's an extra 1d4.
Radiant. And that goes without burning a spell slot.
Oh. One time a turn, one time ever.
It's a spell scroll.
One time.
One time ever.
That's why we're preferring to use teleport spell versus teleport scroll. Scrolls can be used in an emergency.
Teleport spell scroll is for when you need to scoot and you don't have a spell slot that will support teleport.
You know, like at the end of a battle.
When
where
you've
I've
gotten your
been
butts
trained.
kicked and you've run every spell through the gamut trying to get rid of the whatever it is that's beating you, and you're like, we need to go now.
Bye.
You poof.
Yeah.
And hope they don't have a counter spell high enough to beat you.
Okay, so I've got that. I don't think I want to sell that. So
No.
all that added together, all the gewgaws, the bracelets, and so on and so forth, comes to $14.95. Ergo, giving us 13,495 in gewgaws,
Okay.
which is pushing close to like 40% of our cost.
Uh-huh.
So that's decent if they'll take them. So then we would be down to about 19,000. Excuse me. 18,500. No,
Okay.
probably 19,000 in gold pieces.
Okay. So
Out of
that would leave
78.
us at 50. 4 odd thousand. No, less.
No. Actually, it
60
was
something.
69.
60.
Because 9 from 18 is
Yeah,
9, and
16.
then what? 59.
59,000.
59,000.
So,
Which is also pure pyramid stuff. It's only
which
pyramid
also
stuff.
we can continue to when we get somewhere that doesn't have people that we want to not put on our bad side in the vicinity.
Right.
We can continue to. That sounded like a hurt cat.
She's banging her head into the wall.
She's literally just bashing her head into the struts of this table here. Like she heads with us.
Right.
You know, she walks in, she just rams her head in you.
Yeah.
She's doing that at the table.
Yeah, I'm softer than a table.
Evidently, she likes the table. So we can. We can keep planting beans to try and get more
Right.
cash.
Right. Because it was a battle, but it was certainly a
And also,
doable
if we
battle.
went in fully healed,
Right.
spelled, and rested,
Right.
Elizabeth wouldn't die right off the bat.
Right. Right.
And you guys have a slightly better clue of what he's capable of
Right.
now.
Right.
Um,
And all of his little boudets.
yeah, they don't really do much except give you a dirty look and a dirty fist.
Yeah. But there were a lot of them.
There were.
15.
There aren't always that many.
There was 15.
Finnan reported, like, none in one of them and,
Oh,
like,
wow.
4 in another. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
So it's luck of the roll. Okay. So, that puts us. I don't think that. That gives us a small army rather than a few elite special forces. And I think I'd rather go in with a small army. If we were looking at 700,000, now we might pause and say, okay, that does not make sense. But for what I consider to be
700,000 what?
money, gold
Oh,
pieces,
ugh.
right? So, but I think that for what it's going to end up costing, and as you say, we still have some beans, we can replace that, or just bank it for. We can just keep the pyramid money for mercenaries from time to time. I think it would be worth going in with the double force
Alright.
and 20 days.
And if we got to the end of the 20 days, we can go into our personal funds.
We don't have to. We got 59,000 left over.
Okay.
We got, which, if we spend 32 of that for another 20 day.
Well, there's only 32, because it'll be less because there won't be any ship's passage involved.
Mm-hmm.
True.
You
Okay.
agreed there was like.
Yeah, it would have been
19
about 27,960 without
Yeah, so just under 3,000
right,
Yeah.
30,000.
without ship's passage.
Right.
The ship's passage is what really takes a bite out of the first.
Right,
Run.
it does, yeah.
And our DM is really hoping that we don't have to go another 20 day in order to win this with the amount of rolling that he has to do.
Once I get it like scaled down to statistical combat instead of individual dice rolls, that's a little bit easier. So, you guys have made your decision. You are going to go up to the Citadel and speak with the Tyrant of Mintarn, his Tyrancy, Artur Kendrick. So,
Your Tyrancy is what he likes to be called?
his Tyrancy, it's a title.
What was that name again?
Artur Kendrick.
Archer?
Like Arthur without the H.
Okay. We're all going though, right?
Oh, yeah, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
We left the horses at Leyland.
What?
We left the horses at Leyland.
That's okay.
We don't expect to fight here.
Yeah, they can walk. We can walk.
And it's an island. How far are you going to run?
Not very.
Well, I'm saying you don't have to, like, travel for
It just looks
5
cool
days.
coming by horse, but we will walk with all of our various and sundry pieces of armor and
Unscarred
right
selves.
and +1 and +2 and +3 pieces of weaponry and
Finn's wandering around in a robe.
of stars, right?
Yeah, and the stars
Yeah.
are back because he hasn't done anything with them since.
Right.
So they've all come back.
Yeah.
So he's got like these moon and star constellations across his robe,
Very cool.
and he's doing the monk thing with like the
Yeah.
arms tucked into the
Yeah.
robe and the hood over his face, and
Yeah.
just kind of slowly
Kind of walking
pacing along.
Yes. Being misconstrued, and that's okay. Yes.
So, you guys arrive at the island keep, and you find the court of the tyrant of Mintarn awaits you. You are announced
Okay.
as the Children of Neverwinter, and the tyrant kind of beckons you closer and goes, "Well met. I've heard of you." He looks over at you. "Sergeant Meadowleaf, now?
Indeed.
Welcome back.
Much.
I take it from your retinue that you do not intend to return to your active services here."
That is quite correct. Although the service was an outstanding part of my story, I have different adventures that await at the moment.
Elizabeth steps forward and goes, "Actually, your tyrancy, it is actually your services that we hoped to procure. As I have my interest. What services did you require?"
We're looking for some of your best. We have a situation you may or may not be aware of in the Templar Knights have attacked Leyland.
The Inquisition.
Yes,
They've resurfaced, I see.
they have. Intended to find us where we go. We have been fighting them with some success, but knowing as I do the incredible, not only reputation but earned reputation of Mintarn mercenaries, we have concluded amongst ourselves that some of your finest would be, we would seek to hire for two 10-day.
2 10 days.
2 10 days.
It's
10
the
days.
equivalent
Okay.
of a week.
Okay. Sorry.
10 days a week.
Okay.
So,
not
they-
segments, but 2 10 days.
Yeah, 2 10 days.
2 10 days, and with the possibility of renegotiating that upon the finish of the
course.
contract. And
As usual, yes. Well, very well. What were you hoping to acquire, and how many?
we are looking for pikemen or archers. Shoot, I can't remember.
Light cavalry.
Yeah, but what's their highest elite? Or is there not any?
Yes. Elites or expert. Your highest quality of.
Your highest quality light cavalry, plus an officer, as well as lancers, heavy cavalry, knights with leader and marshals as needed for.
A marshal-led cadre. All right. Very well.
Yes. And we are looking at 20 pikemen, 30 archers, 20 light cavalry, plus a leader.
Take it up with my secretary.
Yes.
I actually had a counter proposal for you. Should you be in need of some coin?
I see.
Should this be a bit far beyond your means to acquire what you desire, I do have a deal I can offer you.
I see.
Yes. You see, as you are no doubt aware, we are still dealing with the Red Terror of Mintarn, and it has become a bit sticky
Aha.
procuring the necessary funds to fend off the creature. Therefore, we have placed a bounty available to a open request to kill the beast. The reward, of course, being the formidable horde amassed by this creature.
The entire horde?
Well, should you choose to use some to procure mercenaries, the cut would be subtracted from the horde. However, yes, aside from that, kill the dragon and the horde is yours.
This is intriguing. This is, unless I missed
This
my
is
mark.
an old dragon, right?
Ancient, in fact.
Ancient, yes. Yes, this is,
And you feel a mailed foot kind of step down on yours momentarily, and Victor's voice kind of mutters out of the corner of his mouth. This is the apex predator of Torah, practically. Be careful. I'm rather attached to my body and don't like it crispy. It hurts.
Yes.
You can heal me, but it hurts. Do not meddle in the affairs of dragons, for you are crunchy and taste good with ketchup.
oh, but a horde. Victor, a horde.
Unless it's
Well,
a reading chat, and then they like hot sauce.
And Artur takes catches the last part of that sentence. Oh yes, he does. And kind of leans forward and goes, "Yes, quite a substantial fund has been supplied not only from the dragon's wanderings over the realm, but also from tribute from Mintarn. There's been a significant coin tribute paid to this creature for many years at this point." Where is it?
Keep Finn out of the negotiations.
Yes, well,
Although he's rather fond of his skin too.
yes. Yes, Mintarn has been paying a mighty, quite a mighty tribute yearly for several decades.
Ooh. Understood. Oh,
Not to mention any other treasures and trinkets that the dragon may have acquired on its own.
that's an out of game question.
Out of character, what's that?
Yeah. Is a red dragon, does that tell me what kind of a dragon is, where I know that that is a such and such dragon?
Typically,
Since it's called Red Terror, I wasn't sure if that was the
yes,
kind
well,
of
it's
dragon.
a red dragon. It's
Okay.
called the Red Terror of Mintarn because
Okay.
Hundar is its formal name, but everyone just calls it that, and I couldn't remember the name, so I just remembered the
Oh,
title.
that's fine. I figured it told me
a
what.
red
but I
dragon. They're big, usually very
acid. What's the
fire.
Okay, that's what I figured I would know, and I couldn't remember which one it was. Okay.
This
Make a nature check for me.
Hang on a second. Nature.
Just her, both of us, any of us.
Oh,
She's the
this
one asking questions right now, so.
Let's see here. 18.
Okay. With 18, you know that
Excuse me.
the chromatic dragons, typically black dragons spit acid, which you guys did face a black dragon
Yeah,
at one
we
point,
did.
an adult,
Right.
and it was bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Green dragons spew poison clouds. Red dragons spew fire. White dragons spew ice. And blue dragons spew lightning.
Okay.
And you have fought in some age or another 3 of those.
Yes.
You have fought
We fought
Venomfang.
ice, didn't we?
Huh?
We fought ice, didn't we?
You fought Cryovane.
Yeah.
You fought Venomfang twice.
Yes, yeah.
Killed him the second time.
Yeah.
And then you have fought a black dragon. You've
Okay.
never fought a blue dragon, you've never fought a red dragon. You would likely be fighting an ancient red dragon in its lair, which you do know is more dangerous
Yes.
with an 18. You
I
also
have-
know that the metallic dragons are brass, which, what? Brass, bronze, copper, gold, and silver. And you've actually come into contact with a bronze and silver.
Mm-hmm.
That little young dragon you guys were wandering around with in the crypts was the silver.
Okay.
I would like to make one observation, and that is that however long it takes us, if we were to decide to fight the dragon, is time that the people that we have under our protection at the other end of this that we're going to battle are going to be on their own.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
We're also
of course.
giving the Templars
Time
more
to
time
build.
to build more machines.
Of course. This is not a time-bound objective. This is merely a offer out there for when you have some time on your hands from doing whatever it is you do that requires the services of my mercenaries. Come back and kill the dragon, and Hundar's horde is yours.
Well,
Well, let's leave something behind that we know where it is.
good point. Let's
Huh?
take something with us that we know where
We,
it is.
we
From-
leave something there that we can
At
teleport
Hundar's
back
lair?
with. No,
Oh. I thought you were talking about leading out the dragon's lair. I'm like,
No.
excuse you.
no,
we have
just
to-
so that we can get back there quickly.
Take something with us, or to leave it?
No,
You have
we
to-
we have to know someplace.
You know,
If we
you
leave an
can't-
object
you
that
can't-
we...
No, you can't. It's not leaving the object there. It's taking the object with you.
Right.
Oh, okay, so we've got to take something
with
with
us. So we could. So we.
If we
you
wanted
would be
to go
amenable
back.
to us teleporting back to take you up on your very intriguing adventure offer.
What did you have in mind?
Nothing of great value. A stone, a brick, something that we can connect to this island, so that we come back here specifically, so we can take you up on your offer. It's for
Kind of
teleportation.
looks out the window where
purposes.
your ship is sitting in the harbor and just kind of looks at you.
And that's quicker to teleport.
10 days?
Yes.
5 days, yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's true.
5 days will not inconvenience Mintarn significantly.
Okay.
Make a
So,
persuasion check.
Right.
please,
13.
do you have any pluses on that one?
I don't... I think I'm like a -20 persuasion or something like that, but let
Check
me
your
look.
persuasion stats.
Yeah.
I'm going to look. Let's see. Not inventory. This is the top page, right? No.
Skills and abilities.
I'm in skills and skills. Let's see. Skills. Persuasion. Yeah, it's a solid +0.
He clearly isn't thrilled with the idea of you guys just popping out of nowhere.
Understood.
Um,
Understood.
And so he's just not a fan of that. So
No
he's just
problem.
like, I'm sure you enjoy flourishing your arcane arts for all the world to see as you appear from the ether. However, some of us prefer to have a little bit more warning that we're about to have uninvited guests, however expected they may be.
Yes.
I fully understand.
So you guys, over the next 2 days, we'll say, maybe 3 days, are able to get a force paid and mustered for 2 days to muster
Yeah.
the force, to prepare them for travel, to prepare the ships for travel, and to set off.
All right.
And do you guys want to see what ocean travel looks like, or do you just want to handwave through because you're afraid of what I might do to you?
I was actually thinking that we might want to go back ahead of everybody and keep some of the siege engines from being built.
Do you see this behind my eyes? This is how the DM dies.
have
Just a little
planned for
every
fun.
time.
Have something planned for fun.
Oh,
For fun for him.
is relative.
It would be
I
fun
was
for you.
I was just suggesting it. I can be overruled. There's 3 votes there.
No, I don't do that. That's why I originally set up Victor and Elizabeth's arc the way that I did.
No, but it would be fun for you, I presume.
I was bored. I wrote something up. Do you
Oh,
want
let's
to find out what
let
a
him
board
not be
DM is
bored.
capable of, or do you want to just?
I will not
run
take
ahead?
away your fun.
I told you it's
It's
not
a-
fun. I was bored. You guys didn't have anything for me to do 2 days ago when we were planning this session, so I just futzed around a little bit.
I'm curious.
Okay. Well,
Are we
are going to
traveling in
find
tandem
out-
with our mercenaries?
Yes.
Okay.
However, I'm going to keep them out of most of whatever comes because I don't want to potentially damage your investments.
Right. That's what I was hoping we
You're
said.
right.
To keep them. Yes.
I'm a board DM, but I'm a nice DM. However, we are going to have to wait until next time to find out because we are out of time tonight. So that was the end of the episode. Everyone, I appreciate you coming along on this episode. If you enjoyed what you saw, the best way to support the channel is to leave a like, drop a comment, share it on social media, subscribe if you haven't done that already, turn on post notifications, tell your friends about it, and as always, stay hydrated, stay adventurous, and we'll catch you on the flip side.